Welcome everyone to the Q&A session for our upcoming course, Grandmother's Healing Circle, the 13-week journey into universal wisdom for living a life of prayer, reverence, and heart. I'm Lisa Bunnies, and it's my honor to be hosting this Q&A conversation for the Shift Network, where we'll explore the teachings of Grandmother Flordemayo and address questions about her upcoming 13-week course, Grandmother's Healing Circle, which begins Thursday, March 5th. And a little later, I'll explain how you can participate in this course, even if you can't attend the live sessions. But first, I want to introduce our guest. Grandmother Flordemayo, who was born and grew up in the highlands of Central America in a family of Mayan healers, was raised by her mother, a midwife. She travels the globe to share her healings and to foster a more spiritual understanding among humanity. She founded The Path, a 501c3 organization whose mission is to preserve and distribute seeds for future generations. She's also a founding member of the Church of the Spiritual Path, the Confederation of Indigenous Elders of the Americas, Institute of Natural and Traditional Knowledge, and the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. And in just a few minutes, we're going to open up for your questions. But first, I want to welcome Grandmother Flordemayo, who will begin our call by leading us in an opening prayer. Welcome, Flordemayo. It's so nice to have you with us today.
Thank you. Beloved Creator, beloved Mother, Father, Giver of all of the beauty that surround us. Beloved, on this sacred day of one, Akabal, beloved beauty, you are bringing us together at this moment of unification, each and every one of us forming a circle of light on this very, very auspicious day, beloved Creator. The Akabal, it is the spirit of the first light of the sacred dawn. Beloved beauty, you've awakened us on this beautiful, beautiful day, calling us, acknowledging us, beloved Mother. You are our mother, and we are your children. Beloved beauty, you are here standing in front of me in this beautiful, beautiful little hogan. Beautiful mother, with your beautiful veil, your beautiful crown, holding your baby, beloved Creator. I am your child. We are your child, each and every one of us. And this is who you are. Acknowledging us, giving us the nourishment of life, beloved Creator. Beautiful mother. Beautiful baby. Thank you. Thank you for this moment, this very, very precious moment. This is all that we can do, is just be in the moment, beloved Creator, with your beauty, allowing us to walk with you as your little children. All of us, male and female, beloved Creator of all ages, we are your living children. On this sacred day, beloved Mother, I thank you. I thank you for being here at this very, very moment. Allowing us to feel your presence, allowing us to be in your light, allowing us, reminding us that we are one with the beloved Mother. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Flordemayo, for that moving and heartfelt prayer. That was pretty earth shattering. Thank you for that. And I mean that in a good way. We don't want to do any bad kind of earth shattering. So we have the rest of our time together to dive into our viewers' questions as we prepare for Flordemayo's upcoming course. Again, it's called Grandmother's Healing Circle, and it begins Thursday, March 5th. If you want to check out the website and learn more about the 13-week course, you can visit grandmothershealingcourse.com to see the full description. So let's go ahead and get started with some questions. If you have a question for Grandmother Flordemayo, just type your question in and I will be happy to read them aloud. We've already got some questions waiting here, so let me start out with one that I think would be lay a really good foundation, because this is a very basic question. Somebody just wants to know, would you please explain what exactly is the sacred walk?
The sacred walk is us as humans making a commitment to the Creator. Because throughout our lives, we might not make that commitment. So this commitment is between us and our Creator, our beloved Mother, Father. Whatever it is that we feel as individuals, that it is that created everything. What we are doing, when my beloved teacher said to me, Flordemayo, would you like to walk with me? So what I am saying to everyone out there, I'm in my 70s right now. My beloved teacher is in his late 90s. We're still walking together. We are always in communication, either through invisible, or we do connect through the usual phone chat. And so it's a continuous journey. And what I want to share in an intimate way is how this walk and what does it mean? We have to do it to know, do it to be in the moment, do it so that we can become one with the invisible world. The invisible world is when I close my eyes and I start to pray, and what comes in front of me is this beautiful image right now of the beloved Mother. And in my heart, I know that she is here with us, because when these holy beings that live in the invisible world, when they come and we acknowledge, we become one with that energy. Everything is sacred, everything. And so it is an everyday, continuous walk, and to share with people what I learned and how I apply these teachings on a daily basis. Because if we don't apply them, then, we're forgetting about our relationship. But if we apply a little bit every day, it becomes second nature. and how sweet it is to be able to go into prayer and to have the invisible respond to you. And you know you're not alone. This is what causes me all my tears. When I pray, I cry because it is such a beautiful experience. That's what it does. It just brings me to tears because it's very, very humbling. And so these are just a few words of what this sacred walk entails. It is to share my experience of decades walking with my beloved teacher, Don Alejandro.
All right, thank you for addressing that. Got sort of a follow-up question here. You've already sort of touched on this, but Ruki wants to know: are only certain people chosen, or can anyone make the decision to go on a sacred walk?
No, it's for everybody. We're all children of the Creator. It's for everybody. You don't have to be chosen like that. It's not like that. We're all children of the Creator. It doesn't matter where we're from, where in the four directions. We all have the capacity to have this beautiful, beautiful relationship with the invisible world.
All right, great. Thank you. That's good to know. Here's a question from Belle, who wants to know: what do you do on a daily basis to maintain your balance, inner peace, and wisdom? Do you still get shaken or unbalanced? And if you do, what do you do to regain it?
Oh yeah, I'm still a human being. I can become pretty shaken. Oh yeah, yeah. The thing that I do is that I grasp it immediately. There were times in my life when I was younger where if I went through a very, very difficult period in my life, my light body would fragment into many, many pieces, and I would have to retrieve them and bring myself back into a whole. And many of us are walking around like that, and we're not making an effort to bring ourselves together. It's imperative that we know and become familiar on how to do this. Of course, everything that I know has been from self-experience, from asking my mother as a little child, asking my beloved brother, asking his advice, asking my sister, contemplating on the answer that they might give me, not only contemplating, but also doing a lot of reflection, because sometimes we might get an advice, it might not apply to us directly, and so we have to go into this reflection and into this prayer so that we can retrieve what it's ours, what is for the one self, because we're all so totally individual. We're all so totally here on a different mission. And so that is the best way to do that. I pray that I can share times of where I've been shattered and, fragmented and what I had to do. But it is part of my learning experience as who I am. And it had only been confirmed by my mother, my brother, my sister, my teacher, and the constant encouragement to just keep going. We can't We can't stand still. It's light has to move, and the physical body absorbs that. We have to keep moving.
Okay. Well, while we're on this topic, let me take a question from Angelica here, who says, sometimes when bad things or misfortunes appear in my life, I have the feeling that this is the effect of other people's negative thoughts about me. Do you think this could happen? And if so, is there any practice I could do to fix that, to avoid their negativity?
I think that if we open ourselves up to receive other people's not kind thoughts, I think that it can affect us. But if the same way that we can open ourselves up, we can close ourselves up and only allow these things to come in a different way. For example, these are called body tremors or body movement. I'm trying to think of the right word from English to Spanish. For me, I could not exactly hear word for word when someone is speaking about me as Flordemayo. And I know in the direction of where this talk or gossip is coming, because I could feel it. I could feel the energy in which direction it comes. And then what I do when this is going on, I protect myself. And I ask the beloved Creator, the beloved Creator, take your sacred mantle and embrace me in your mantle. Protect me. And somehow it doesn't feel like I could be, how should I say, injured in any way. And I'm using this word injured as it's like the only word I can think of right now, but not giving ourselves of what's out there. And so we have to constantly keep bringing ourselves and, allowing ourselves to just, move the energy from the heart of the earth to the heart of the heavens constantly. And it isn't anything that you're going to do once a month, It isn't anything like that. The thing about it is that I am shown these things because I have such faith. My faith is above anything else. It is a commitment that I made long, long time ago. It's a love that I have poured myself into this relationship with God. And I do ask God to constantly protect me. The thing about this topic, in Central America, sometimes there might be people or families, maybe one person, two person, a whole family, where they cannot protect themselves for whatever reason. They feel that they don't have the know-how or the commitment to protect themselves. And so they might go to a person. The thing about that, my mom always warned us that when we do that, we're not doing it on our own, but we're asking somebody else, could you make this better for me? However it is that people explain it. Then you are opening yourself up to something that's very karmic. and you have to take responsibility for what you do. And if you yourself cannot do the prayers and ask for forgiveness, then how do you know the other individual, how that other individual is going to do this? Is the other individual, we might not understand or really know how this other individual does it, because we might not have a relationship. We might just go every once in a while to ask this other person, hey, can you help me with this? Or however it is that we say it. So that is very, very delicate. And you become responsible for everything that happens after that. And that's something that we don't see what we're doing at the moment. So, it's good to ask someone of a good heart that if they do their prayers in a good way. But if we don't know the other person, and maybe the other person does prayer in a way that it might not be good for you karmically, to push you ahead, or to push the two people ahead, because it's about the movement into the light. It's about us becoming enlightened. It's not about us regressing. And so this regress, and I have in my life, I have seen a lot of things. And so when I have been in situations where they are difficult and I need advice, the only thing that I do is say to my beloved Creator, I need advice. And I only do things that the Creator shows me to do, whether it's good or not good for anybody else. And I'm talking about my family, my home, my husband, my children, my grandchildren. If the Creator says to me, move this way, this is where you go. I talk to my family and I say, look, this is where I'm being shown to go. But of course, they already know me. So it's a really very good question, because we have to be in charge of our own destiny, our own growth with every breath that we take, with every inhalation, exhalation. This connection, we can't break it.
Okay. This leads perfectly into another question here. Jeanette is asking, how can I know if my prayer is answered or if God heard my prayer? And you sort of brought this up here, where you only do what the Creator tells you to do. How do you know that that's the Creator or your own desires? How can you tell the difference? How do you know it's God answering a prayer?
Because through time, you can tell the difference. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not. This is why this class is very, very important, because I'm explaining to everyone, young and old, that patience is the biggest vehicle between you and God. To surrender, to let go, and be patient, because when the timing is right, you get your answer. And sometimes you're not going to get an answer, for example, with a voice saying something to you. Sometimes we're called to read something, or maybe we see something written, as you're driving, and you say, whoa, that might be the answer. So it doesn't come like you're having a dialogue with someone next to you. It doesn't come like that. For me, I have been able to develop through the years the confidence that I know when my answer is here. And then when I receive the answer, I am in such gratitude. I stop whatever I'm doing. I go into a place of prayer. I humble myself, get down on my hands and knees. And I really mean that. I mean, I get down on my hands and knees. And I would be so touched that it would take me to tears. And I will cry to the earth. I will shed my tears into the earth in gratitude. So we have to find the way. We have to find the way. And don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people. I know a few people that are incredibly intuitive. Don't get me wrong. But for me, personally, if I don't receive the message, nothing, no one can change it for me because I have to see it. And it's the only way that I can walk. And everything falls behind me. I just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And I don't look back. I don't stop. I just keep moving because that is my truth. That's absolutely my truth. I was only born to be here between myself and my Creator. From the time that I was a little child, I knew that I had this enormous love for the great mystery because everything is so mysterious and so beautiful that I wanted to be part of that. And so I have done everything to keep myself in front of that because the blessings that come from listening and doing the right thing is very, very powerful. That's a really, really sweet, very precious, and very powerful question.
Yeah, and a really full answer. Thank you for addressing that. I think we all need to ponder that one. I want to let everybody know, anyone who's just joining us, we're here with Grandmother Flordemayo, learning about her upcoming course, Grandmother's Healing Circle, which begins Thursday, March 5th. And you can log on to grandmothershealingcourse.com for all the details and to register. Let's go ahead and get back to questions here. We've got some really good ones here. We've got one from Linny who wants to know, in physical action terms, what single action will most benefit our beautiful Earth?
First comes the prayer, and then comes the action. And the action is only surrounded into your physical capacity and your physical surrounding. In other words, there are certain things that I cannot do because of my physically, I can't do it. But we do the best that we can, and we do a little bit at a time. And we have to begin somewhere.
Okay, thank you.
It's a very broad answer, but I don't have a way of making it just one answer. It's like there's so much that needs our attention and our prayer, our care, that we can only do what we can do that is in us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Here's a question from there's no name on it. It says, I think I've heard Grandmother Flordemayo say the prophecy of the divine feminine coming into power has been realized, but I'm not feeling it yet. It seems to still be in the process. Can you comment on that?
Okay, so we're going to go back and talk a little bit about there are many different ways worldwide this definition of the feminine. Okay, for us in Central America, the calendar brought us into that period. It's due through the calendar. Okay, and on 12/21/12 was the year 0. And right here in this building, we celebrated that particular day. And we have been told for hundreds of years that at this particular period, the spirit of the feminine is going to move that energy closer to us. Now, the spirit of the feminine in Central America, it reminds us, okay, of we as women, we have this uterus, we have our ovaries. It reminds us how, as human beings, we are guided by the cycles of the heavens and the cycles of the earth, and how our bodies and our everyday life, how everything changes. And we fall into these 4 categories of existence. Every 13 years, there's 4 cycles from the time you are born until you turn 52. You make a complete circle. We as women are the human seed carriers of the future generation. We as humans are the flowers on the earth. The flowers of the earth today carry the seeds of tomorrow. What is our, responsibility? To teach the children, to remind the young women how sacred their menstrual is. The young men. Also, it's not about just the women. Different ways and you can take care of yourself, to protect yourself, to guide yourself, to know your body, and to be able to share this with another friend. We're not alone here as women. We have to support each other. We are constantly in this sacred movement of life. Our Father, the heart of the heaven, our Mother, the heart of the earth, and we as humans are the product of that. And that is how we know we are divine, because we are made of all of this divine energy. And we move in this beautiful, beautiful circle, imitating the Milky Way. And so we are children of the stars. We're celestial children. And we are also children of the earth. And we are celestial and terrestrial. How is anybody going to take that away from us? We embrace it. We become it. We experience it. We share it. And we become one, all of us together. And we move about like the planet in the Milky Way. And that's the beauty of it. You know, we have been given this body to nurture the future generation, to embrace ourselves as the givers of life. And everybody around the globe has a different definition with different goddesses. It's all good. You know, you find what feels good in your heart. For me, being celestial and terrestrial is right on. I mean, I just feel right on there. I feel every day and every night I have one foot on the ground and one foot up above. And I walk it. I walk it during the day and I walk it during the night. It's all good.
Well, then let me take us from here to there's two questions that are exactly the same, only completely different. So let me combine them. One person is asking, how do we stay peaceful in the midst of all the chaos? And another person is asking, can you be enlightened and aggressive sometimes? So how do we know when to just stay calm and be peaceful? And when do we know when it's time to fight and stand up for what we believe in?
That's really good. That's a really, really good question. The thing is that we have given this mind to make choices, and you have to make a choice. Do you get yourself all tangled up in something that is happening? Is it something of nature? Is it something, you know, that is man-made? We go back into the prayer. We go back into reflecting. We go back into meditating. We go back into bringing the light within us to breathe in the peace. We have that responsibility to bring peace on the earth. We as humans think that it's somebody else's job, but it's not. It's our responsibility to bring peace into your home, even if the other person doesn't like it, because, you know, we're not here to please everybody, you know. If house and go into a place of prayer like a hermit, well then, you know, that's what it is. We have to find that way of peace. But our hearts and our mind, that's the journey. It's the journey of peace. And we pray. We pray and we pray and we pray. With every breath, if we could get used to that, you know, we breathe in and exhale. And when we pray, all we have to use is one word. Even if we say peace, you inhale it, exhale it, peace. Prayer is not about 50,000 words. It's one word, one word. Even if we say God, Goddess, angel, if we say that thousands of times as we breathe in, breathe out, we could say mother, father, just one word.
All right. Wow. Thank you. That's very helpful. Looking at the clock here, we have time for a few more questions, but before we take any more questions, I want to give a few details about the course because, of course, people are asking about that, so I'll go ahead and give some information. First of all, this is going to be a 13-week journey with Flordemayo and her expert guidance, where you'll receive potent insights to guide your life, powered by prayer and blessings, and infused with grace as you open yourself to the mystery that leads to miracles. And the 13-week course takes place on Thursdays at noon Pacific, starting Thursday, March 5th. And if you can't join us live, that's fine. You will not miss the teachings because you will receive both audio and video recordings, transcripts, and all of the course handouts will be on your course homepage for you to download and read later. Also, I'd like to remind everyone that we offer a no-risk money-back guarantee on all of our courses, giving you a full 2 weeks until March 19th in this case to make sure that you absolutely love it. And as an added option, all participants are welcome to connect in a private Facebook community group so you can stay connected with one another. Also, everyone who registers receives the Grandmother's Healing Circle bonus collection. First, you'll receive a video teaching from Grandmother Flordemayo entitled Blessings of the Ancestors. Next, you'll get an audio reading from Flordemayo called Cathar Creed. And then you'll receive an audio meditation and teaching from Grandmother Flordemayo entitled Opening the 13 Sacred Centers. And when you register by midnight Pacific on Friday, February 28th, you will receive this extra gift, and that is the top 5 video and audio recordings from the 2019 Shamanism Global Summit. And also, you've heard Flordemayo mention that Mayan calendar. She will also be offering information about the calendar in the course. You'll be able to see what day it is and what the message is for that day, and she'll be able to explain it to you a lot more clearly than I can. So let's see. So before we get back into the Q&A, Flordemayo, let me ask, what are you most looking forward to sharing in this specific upcoming course? You've taught a lot of classes with us, but what about this one really has you excited?
What has me really excited is that beautiful journey from being a child and having someone close to me like my mom, my brothers and sisters, that I learned so much. And everything is right here, right in the heart. It's not anything about books. It's not anything like I read somewhere. It's all about life experience. And this is what I want to show, that our everyday life experiences, this is our teaching ground. And what is it that we do with the good and the indifferent every day? How do we manage it to stay steady, to keep moving regardless? Regardless meaning it's you and God, you and your Creator, you and your angels, you and your ancestors. It's who we are, our journey. And I had such a great honor to learn so much from my teacher. And the beauty that has been there. And I'm not saying that everything has been totally beautiful. We've had our dialogues on differences, because I'm a woman from Central America. He's a man from Central America. And so there has been a lot of dialogue on this level. And I can certainly at this time in my life, right now, in speaking with my family and speaking with my daughter, I don't know how my life is going to be in the near future. I don't know means it could mean anything, you know? But while I have my good memory right now, while I can, go in there and come out with this information, now it seems like it's the best time to do it right now. Perhaps, things will change for me down the road. But while I can, I want to be able to take care of it. It's my responsibility because they are my life's experience. And I want to share it not only with my daughter, my son, my 3 grandchildren, but the future generations. And I want to leave something for the future. So for me, this is really, really important. There was one beautiful thing that the beloved mother said to me in the late 90s. Flordemayo, the teachings must be told without secret. And I thought, how beautiful is that? All right, no secrets. And so I put it all out there. Sometimes it might be what maybe a person might not want to hear, but it's how I'm feeling at the moment, and that's how I'm feeling the truth. And so we're going to start by learning the definition of how to walk in a straight line, regardless of the indifference of everyday life, our problems and situations, and the way of prayer. And how do we merge this together? Because like I said, I'm a human being. I'm a mother, a wife, a grandmother. I've experienced everything. There isn't anything that I have not experienced. And so I feel that it's imperative that we have these teachings at this moment. Not only that, but my teacher is here with me. He's physically here. If I have a question, I can call him up. It's not a big thing for me to call him at home. Of course, I have to speak to the family first, and the family brings him the phone, but I can speak to him. So what I'm saying is that I am here of service to everyone at this moment, not knowing what the future is going to bring for me. And it's all good. Life is good. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Wow. Thank you for that. Well, then we've got people who are just plain asking for your advice. Sharon wants to know if you can give advice on how to fully and completely release anger for an issue I thought I'd already forgiven someone for.
Well, the best way to do that is by getting some fresh lavender, or keep some of the bottles of liquid lavender, and you spray it on your hands. Remember the inhalation, and you inhale the lavender, and the lavender starts working with you. And before you know it, you go into prayer and you release, you let it go. because we're not here to own anybody. We're here to love and release. And even if we had a hard time with someone, we can still love them, but we can release them for the person to do whatever they need to do in their growth, because they're walking their own journey. And so we release constantly. I find that lavender is the best medicine. I know people that have been in car accidents, and I previously had said to them, get yourself some lavender. And sure enough, they got into this very difficult car accident, and the person was able to inhale from the bottle the lavender, and was not, it kind of skipped her going into shock from what was around her, the devastation of the accident, and to be coherent and to be able to talk to the paramedics and the fire department and everybody and be clear of mind. And when she called me, I said, hey, continue to use the lavender until you feel, that you're like, okay. Not everybody is okay with lavender. Some of us are allergic to it. So we have to find what is good for us. And it's a journey. But these are the emotions that we go through as a human. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another one here. This is from Anna, who says, I walk in both the present and the spiritual world as well. I struggle trying to balance between them and stay grounded. How do you do it?
Practice. If you practice, you can't struggle, because practice takes diligence, and diligence is doing it. Yeah. It's a constant thing. It's like breathing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I sort of addressed this a little earlier, but we've got people wondering, because you have taught other classes with the Shift Network, what would you say is the main difference between this one and those? People are wondering, is it the same materials? How is this one different specifically?
Well, of course, a lot of my teachings, some of it, I go back to it and I repeat it again. And the reason that I repeat it is because maybe it has to do something with the question that someone is asking. So I'm repeating it just to repeat it so they can hear it again. That's how the repetition in my programs would go. But this particular class will be different, because I'm going to go on step by step how to stay close to the Creator, close to God, staying in prayer, doing your everyday responsibility as a human, raising children, being married, taking care of grandchildren, taking care of the home, taking care of your puppies, everything that we do in our everyday life, and then the time that you give it to your prayer. So I'm going to go into all of these things on how I do this. And I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that, I might not lose my temper at times. I'm not saying any of that. The thing is that, how do we compose ourselves? If you have like something like that happen, it's, we're still walking in this physical world with a certain amount of chaos around us. And so, we try. If we slip, we try again. And we reflect. We think about what is it that we did and didn't do? What is it that we can do different? And a lot of the times I ask for forgiveness because maybe I did something that I was not thinking. It just kind of happened that way. You know, that's a human thing. But when we do something with intention to hurt somebody, then it's deviant. It's deviant. And for this to do something deviant and intentional like that, that's then you have how should I say? Then you have to clean it up. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Yeah.
All right. All right. Wow. Well, this has, as usual, just been a wonderful conversation. I want to thank our viewers for being with us today and for all of your questions. Once again, Grandmother's Healing Circle starts Thursday, March 5th, and you can visit grandmothershealingcourse.com. And before we go, Grandmother Flordemayo, would you like to close our session and wrap up our time together with a prayer?
Beloved Mother, you're there at the East Door, beloved. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for listening to all of the questions. Thank you for allowing me to answer from the heart, beloved Mother. This is who you are, our heart, and this is how we receive your messages through the heart. Thank you for the beauty that you are, beloved Mother. Thank you to the beautiful, beautiful moment on this sacred, sacred day of the first light of the dawn. May it be so that we continue to shine like the light. May it be so that we continue to awaken every day of our lives in the light, beloved Creator. With you there as the rising sun, reminding us that you are there to guide us, to protect us, to listen to us in our good and indifferent experiences as humans. All of us, men and women, young and old, teenagers, children, little bitty children, newborn children, beloved Creator, as you are always, always there for us. Thank you for the beauty that you are. Thank you on this beautiful, beautiful, blessed day of one Akabal. Thank you. Mother, Father, thank you.
All right. Wow. And thank you again, Grandmother Flordemayo. It's always so wonderful speaking with you. And once again, I want to thank everyone who joined us today. On behalf of all of us at the Shift Network, I wish you well and look forward to having you on this course or perhaps another one in the future. Have a great day, everyone.